Well, hey crafty friends. Can't get a hold of what I'm holding on to. On this video tutorial, we're going to play with some vintage wood thread spools. We're going to play with some of these little Christmas bottle brush trees that I just picked up this week at Dollar Tree. There's silver, there's gold. I opened my white. There's green, and I think those are the main colors. So we're going to make just some cute little Christmas decor, which you could also convert into ornaments. And I'm going to be using my handy dandy hot glue gun, but you could use like a Eileen's tacky glue or something like that if you wanted to do this project with little people, which I think would be super fun. I can't wait until someday when I have some little grandkids to craft with. So as you were hopping on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to sprinkle. This is going to be really fun, and this is just going to be my first pass because I'm just going with what I could pull out, and I was a little bit too lazy to go down in the basement and fish out all the artificial snow and all my Christmas doodads. So hey Charlene. Okay, so let's start at the beginning and let me give you some ideas for supplies. Okay, I will be using some of these vintage wood thread spools that they come in all different colors. Sometimes they have the thread on them. Sometimes they don't. There's different shapes. I love this shape. This is like a little barrel shape. Some of mine here came from my mother. Others came from people sent them to me, which I just saw Dixie's name come across, and I believe, I could be wrong, or maybe there's two Dixies, but I believe that Dixie sent me this beautiful old box that filled with some of these. So if you cannot find the vintage ones, which I would, here's what I would do. Look in your sewing basket. Ask your mom, your grandma, your aunt, your next door neighbor. Be on the lookout for them at garage sales, at flea markets, at antique stores. On Etsy, you can also order some new ones on Amazon. And I pulled these out. I did have 4 different sizes of these at one point. These are just the teeniest ones. But when I'm all finished, if you want the complete supply list, including the link to Amazon where you can order wood thread spools, just let me know. So anyways, I did order 4 different sizes. Aren't these cute? So if you just can't put your hands on some vintage ones, you can always use brand new. And I really wish that I had the big one handy, but I don't. Okay, so that's one thing, wood thread spools. Then these are bottle brush trees. These came from Dollar Tree. You can pick up this kind of stuff everywhere. These have 2 sizes and 6 pieces in each package for $1.25. Then you can embellish them with a million different things. And I'm going to give you a bunch of ideas. Okay, you could embellish the tummies of them with sheet music. This is scrapbook paper. You could cover it with felt in whatever color you might want. I'm going to be using canvas drop cloth and some of this fabulous ribbon. Either this one or this one. They're both this gorgeous blue. This came from Hobby Lobby, and it is called Velvet Trim with Fray Edge. It came in a bunch of different colors. I'm loving this sort of tealish color. And this came from, oh gosh, a clothing store last year, winter, Sundance, I think. And I just thought it was so pretty. I was more interested actually in the spool, but that's what I'm going to be using. You could also use some grosgrain ribbon. You could use any kind of lace that you might have on hand. or different trims. You could use some pretty vintage buttons, mother of pearl, or whatever appeals to you. Or you could use some bling. And this is just some little bling from my Totally Dazzled website. So let me know if you would like to look there. And hot glue. Oh, and I'm going to fiddle for a minute with this. These are pipe cleaners in silver. And so I need to remember to open my package of silver trees. I'm fiddling around to see how I could turn this into an ornament and not just a little display. But honestly, you can just make these out of anything that you have on hand. And as you play, you will get other ideas. And I'm going to go back and find all the pictures that I grabbed from Pinterest the other night when I was not sleeping, and I will repost those plus a bunch more. Okay, so in about 2 minutes, I whipped this up. Isn't that precious? This is my style. I don't know what your style is. So this one is just a wood thread spool. It has a band of canvas duck glued around the tummy. It's not glued to the yarn or the thread, because I didn't want to do anything that would really permanently wreck this in case I changed my mind. Over the top of that, I did some of this velvet ribbon. Over the top of that, I did some super inexpensive lace. And then I did just one of my little Totally Dazzled blings. On the top of this one, I used some scrapbook paper just to make it sort of look like it all goes together. And then I used one of these gold bottle brush trees. The reason why I covered the thread spool up first was because this had mint green thread on it, and that wasn't really going to work. This is Clark's Oil Fast mercerized ONT, our new thread. I also have a blog post that I didn't write, but that to share with you, that has all kinds of info about vintage thread spools and thread, which I learned a lot. So anyways, this is just number one, my first little pass at this idea. So next up, I'm going to do this one. And this one is Corticelli Silk. Ooh. It says Mark Trade. And I'm going to cover this. So let's cover it. Just thinking. Let's use this to cover the top. That's the first thing. Okay, so where's my pin? And like I said, today I'm doing this with my hot gluing device. But you could use any other kind of glue, especially if you're wanting to do this with little people. Don't risk, you know, a glue burn. So just trace the top, and then I'm going to cut it out smaller. And this is just going to be to just cover this up. And I will just sort of loosely glue it in the center. I'm not going to make it so glued down that it could never be removed. In case somebody writes and tells me, oh my gosh, that thread spool that you just used is worth $5,000, I would have a heart attack. I'm sure it's not. Because millions and millions of thread spools were made so that people could sew and do the things that they did with thread. So I'm not, okay, so this is going to be perfect. So I'm just going to put a couple little and I did put a little tiny dab of glue to keep this silk thread from coming off of the thread spool 100 times. So So that doesn't look too bad. It kind of blends with the color that I've got going on here. Okay, and we're going to use a large silver bottle brush tree. So I'm going to just put that on, and we're going to end this one with some glitter also. But then we need to do our tummy. And then I'm going to turn it into an ornament. What do you guys think so far? This is totally my kind of craft because I love anything that has a history. Old thread spools. Oh my gosh, my grandmother probably had a million of them, but I didn't know at the time that she passed that I would ever want anything like that. Darn it. Okay, so, and I just cut and tore a piece of canvas, duck cloth. This is that stuff that I use all the time. And I'm just going to basically cover up my thread. So I'm gluing it to itself, not to the thread spool. Oops. Okay, this is obviously going to need some more glue. We'll come back to that. And then I think I want to do a lace and then this thinner blue ribbon. So let me see what lace I got my whole basket out. My craft room is a complete disaster, but oh well. Oh well. Let's use this. This is pretty. You can use just about anything that you have handy. Seriously. So tell me in the comments if you have ever made Christmas ornaments or Christmas decor using anything like this, thread spools. All right, I'm going to glue my lace over the top of my canvas duck. And I'm starting where I ended it, right at the seam. So I'm going to put all the back of it in that same spot. That's way too much. Okay, and then I thought I would do some of this, like at the top. So let's start again in the back. Scratch this up so it's straight. I have not tried the glitter yet, but we're going to do it. It's almost glitter season. And I usually don't craft with it during the summer or spring. I mostly do it in the late fall and winter. It's just so darn messy, but I love the effect you get. Okay. Not perfectly straight, but we're not even going to notice that. Okay, so next up, let's put our tree and our paper back on, and I guess I'm going to have to use more glue. Which is fine. Let me think about this. This glitter that you see here on my crafting mat is just the glitter that has fallen off of these trees. They are super glittery. But you get 6 of these bottle brush trees for $1.25 at Dollar Tree, and I think that's fabulous deal. And they're pretty decent if you ask me. Okay, and now we need something pretty to go right here. And then I'm going to use some Mod Podge and my favorite glitter. Have I introduced you to this glitter yet? It's called Suelyn Extra Fine Glitter. And the color I love is Sterling. It's awesome. It comes from Walmart. Okay, I need a paintbrush. I'll come back and glue a doodad on. Let's do this first. Pull them on here. I need some more Mod Podge. Mine, this is the last little bits that I have, and I'm just painting this over the flat part of this base. I'm going to put it on my paper. Okay, and then this is how I like to do my glitter. So what do you guys think so far? I mean, seriously, this is just one little style. You can totally do this project in whatever style you prefer. Let's get some more glue right here. In your colors. So, in case you're thinking, I don't like silver with blue and cream and lace, then you can do it however you like. Okay. Super cute. Okay, and then I usually do glitter on a paper plate, and then I'll just fold it in half and kind of tap it to go back into my little pot of glitter, because there's no point in wasting glitter, right? Okay, so I think on this one, I am going to do a button. And I pulled out a couple pretty ones. Look at this one. These are from my collection. Pretty vintage mother of pearl buttons. Oh, that's the same one. I was looking to see if I could find something that was slightly more yellow. Well, anyways, let's think. You guys tell me. I think let's do this one, and then I'll look to see if I have a, oh, you know what, let me see if I have a gray mother of pearl. That would be really pretty. I do have lots, but do I have anything that's right? This is pretty. I'm not sure what that is. That's some kind of a shell. There's never going to be a completely perfect whatever. So let me just look for a second. That's too big. Let's do this one. I'm just going to put it on the front side. And I'm going to put it with the holes. This button only has 2 holes. So I'm aiming them up and down. All right, and then I wanted to try using, I haven't gotten any of my Christmas ornament, those little hook things out, because today is my Bible study day and it's a lot to do in one day. So I'm just going to try some of these little pipe cleaners. I was thinking that I could almost have it disappear if I used the same color as my tree. Okay, well, I haven't decided for sure how I'm going to handle that. But what do you guys think? Should we do another one, or have you guys seen everything that you need to see? Tell me if I should keep going, if you want to do one more. And we'll do it completely different from what we'll do one with white. Say yes or no if you're ready to get off, you're tired of watching. Hi, Susan. One more, please. Okay, Trish, thank you. All right, let's do this one. Let's cover the tummy of this one with scrapbook paper, or with actual sheet music, because I'm going to do a white tree. So I want it to go with this. And I'm going to do it kind of natural. Let me find the right size. And I'm going to do a little one. I think that's going to be cute. It might need to be just a smidge bigger. Ah, this one's super cute. Look at that awesome shape. This is darning silk and Belding Hemingway Company darning silk, made in the USA. Okay, so I think this is almost completely going to cover up what's going on the top. So I'm not going to cover the top up, but I am going to do some around the tummy. This is going to be big enough to go all the way around. Oh yes it is. Okay. Okay, so I have an assignment for you guys. I'll get you a link for the spools, the Amazon spools, and I'll get you the list of everything else when I'm all finished. Okay, so my assignment is, I would love for you to do your version, put your own spin on this, and then share your pictures. You can share them here, or you could share them over on Dreamy DIY. Yeah, this is going to be adorable. Let's see where I need to. Okay. I am not going to glue it to the thread spool. I'm just gluing it to itself. Just thinking, what do I want on here? I'm feeling like I want a black button or something like that. Let's put our tree on the top. I mean, you can see how these can be so super quick and simple. They don't have to be elaborate. And a grouping of 3, 5, 7, 9 underneath a glass cloche or something like that would be lovely. Let me get my let's look in my other box of buttons first, because I do have some pretty blacks in here. And if your trees are leaning or a little wonky, just bend them so they're straight. Let me look in this other box. Does anyone have questions while I'm looking through my buttons? Oh, I do have a ton of black. What am I doing? Where are they? They're right here. If you have questions or want to know where anything came from, just let me know. I can get you an amp. Oh, this is pretty. Let's use this one. I'm going to have to see if I can cut the shank off the back of it, because otherwise it won't lay flat. Yeah, let me get my clippers out. I could also use some of these little black buttons. These came from Dollar Tree. I have a plethora of button selections. Thank you for sprinkling, Betty. I appreciate that. Oh, it came right off like a kitty dog. Is it going to be flat though? Let me look. I'm not going to be able to cut it any flatter. And I feel like this needs a little black ribbon of some sort. Let's just use some of this plaid, this teeny tiny little plaid. I'm just going to do like a little crisscross right in the very front. Who's motivated to do this? Did anyone think that this would be a hard project? I don't think you did. Look at the glue strings that are hanging off my arm. What do you think? So simple. Okay, let me see. Diane says she's going to. Oh, Susie, let's talk. Susie is a good friend of mine. Call me later if you want, Susie. Teresa says she's motivated. I know I missed a couple of comments. So let me show you the three, and then I don't know if I'm going to clean this up tonight or wait until tomorrow morning. Oh, cleaning up my craft desk is not my most favorite thing. So this was the first one that I made when I was just kind of fiddling around and digging stuff out of my cupboards and, you know, craft boxes. This was the third one, and this was the one that I would say you could use as a Christmas ornament. So, oh, okay, Dina says she prefers the white one. That was my next question. What I want to know is, do you like this gold tree look, the silver tree look, or the white? Lynn says she's cleaning her craft room, so she's happy that I came on. Well, Lynn, be looking for some buttons, some thread spools, some lace, some ribbon, some little pieces of bling, some scrapbook paper, anything like that. Oh gosh, lots of people say white. Wow, interesting. When I'm finished looking through the comments, I'll let you guys know what to me looked like it got the most votes. Well, now I see a couple silver lovers. White and gold. Yeah, this personally is more my style because I'm a cream kind of girl. But anyways, I want to know what you guys think. Do a this or a this. Does it look like I'm tipping over? Feel free to sprinkle. Let me know if you want my complete supply list. It's gonna give you a lot of ideas and tell you where you can source things. And for your thread spools, if you're gonna be wanting to do them vintage, look in your sewing box or your sewing. Most people have some sort of a sewing something, especially if they're crafters. A box, a Tupperware tub, a sewing machine area. Look there. You probably have at least a few vintage wood spools. Ask around, ask your family members, your next door neighbor. Just send out a mass text to all your friends and ask if anyone has that. And then start looking at your flea markets, your antique stores, garage sales, that kind of thing. And then if you want the info, and I'll see if I can find a picture of the bigger one, you can also buy these little wood thread spools that you could antique, I suppose, at on Amazon. So if you want my link for that, just let me know. And let me tell you one other idea I have. So my mom was so neat. All her little things of thread were so pristine that I was kind of thinking about making a garland and putting a wood bead in between each one. I don't know, that would be kind of fun. Dina, I'll get you the link for the wood thread spools. Okie dokie. Have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. And I will get pictures later or possibly tomorrow. And I will put those here. And I will also put them just on DiyDreaming. I want to see pictures of what you make. You can plunk them here in these comments so everyone can see. Or if you belong to Dreamy DIY, that's a free Facebook group I have that has, I don't know, 20 or 30,000 people there that are super crafty. Share them there. If you don't belong to that group yet, you can find it on Facebook by just typing in Dreamy, and then there's a space, DIY. So DREAMY space DIY. It'll pull up my group. There are 3 questions that you absolutely have to answer, or else my admin cannot let you into the group. Do you promise that you'll be nice? Of course. Do you promise that you won't use this group to try and sell anything? I'm sure you do. And do you promise that you won't share other crafters' videos there? That's it. But you do have to answer, otherwise you won't be able to get admitted to the group. Chris Davis says that the garland idea came to her mind too. Yeah. Okay, you guys. Thanks for joining me. I will see you later. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.